Hello and welcome back to the Second Chance to Live channel here on YouTube. I'm happy to see that you decided to stop by to watch this video presentation. Thank you. In today's video presentation, I would like to share an article that I wrote and published on Second Chance to Live several days ago. I create video presentations of my articles to make them more accessible to individuals who learn through watching and listening. To read the article, I'll put my glasses back on and bring up the article. I want to thank you for being here. You are an important part of my process, and I always enjoy our times together. Here's the article. Second Chance to Live, My Journey Thus Far, Part 8, A New Beginning. Hello and welcome back to Second Chance to Live, my friend. I'm happy to have you around my table. In today's article, I would like to share with you a struggle that I recently was able to make peace with in my life. As I have shared in my About page, for many years I felt like someone all dressed up with nowhere to go. Although I diligently applied myself to everything I put my hand to, I kept running into walls. My desire to be of service was not being received, at least in a way that I could make a living and pursue the American dream. After my attempts to stay employed for over 20 plus years unsuccessfully, being deemed to be unemployable by the Department of Vocational Rehabilitation, and after my third application, the Social Security Administration realized and affirmed that I was indeed disabled in late 1998 when I began receiving SSDI. Nevertheless, I had a desire to pursue my destiny. Through my recovery process, I began to realize that there was no one coming to save me. So I started to investigate different ways that I could use my passion and desire to encourage people to not give up on life. To make a long story shorter, although I did not know the extent of why I was unemployable and disabled, I began to realize that something needed to change. I began to realize that I needed to find a medium in which I could share what I had learned through my journey and process in ways that would work for me. I wrote poems and articles, got a computer, and wrote a book. And then at the encouragement of a friend, I created Second Chance to Live, my weblog on February 6, 2007. To read more about my process leading up to creating my website, I've included a link here on Second Chance to Live. I will include a link to the article, A New Beginning, that I'm reading to you in the description portion of YouTube. So what you may do if you want to, go to the description portion, click on it, copy and paste the link to this article, and then scroll down the article, and where I have blue highlighted links, click on those, and it will take you to the articles that I'm talking about here. So I'll continue with the article. During the past 7 years, I have had the aspirations of seeing Second Chance to Live as a gateway to pursuing the American dream. I realized that no one was calling me forward and that I needed to answer the call that never came, and I have a link to that article series here. I needed to find my way. I needed to pursue my destiny. During the past 7 years, I have not seen my hope realized in a way that I had hoped for. During the past 3 or 4 months, I have experienced some discouragement and disappointment. I worked through much of my discouragement and disappointment, but continued to be frustrated. Over the past several weeks and through conversations with trusted friends, writing in a journal and being honest with myself, I came to a stark conclusion. I had been in the midst of grieving a loss, grieving a dream that I had had for myself, that more doors would have opened for me, that I would experience a greater degree of independence. Based on previous experience, I realized that I was at yet another crossroad in my life. I realized that I was needing to let go of what I'd hoped for and accept that despite my hard work and dedication, that my dreams were not being realized based on my expectations. I realized that the process of grieving that I had been experiencing as I moved through denial, anger, bargaining, and depression, the first 4 stages, was preparing me for a new beginning, the first 4 stages of the grieving process. denial, anger, bargaining, and depression. A process of acceptance that would empower me to experience new freedom, a freedom peace that had eluded me for many months, a freedom to accept a reality, a freedom to set a new course, a freedom to take new action. What I realized is that I had moved through the 3 A's, awareness, acceptance, and action, through grieving the way that I envisioned where I would be at this time in my life. What I realized through grieving the way that I wanted my life to look, I found a new freedom. A freedom to realize that I do not know what is best for me. A freedom to accept that I may never realize the American dream. A freedom to be fine with that reality. A freedom to let go of my will. A freedom to be okay in the moment. A freedom to let go of my expectations. A freedom to trust. What I found through my process of grieving the loss of my expectations was a new freedom to create. A freedom to be who I am as a writer without the pressure that I had been placing on myself to create. With my freedom, I made a decision to lift my copyright declaration and give permission to share my articles, video presentations, and ebooks. I do not know what the future holds for Second Chance to Live, but I do know that the future does not belong to me. What I have come to realize through my journey thus far is that I can trust the process, a loving God, and my ability to learn and benefit from what occurs on my journey. What I've come to realize, once again, is that discouragement, disappointment, and pain are gifts that lead me to new doors that, once open, usher me to new beginnings. Circumstances are not meant to keep us down, but to build us up. This is the end of the video presentation of the article. Again, I want to thank you for your time. Before I go, let me encourage you with this, as I too need to remember, please do not give up on yourself, a loving God, or your process, because more will be revealed in time. The pieces of the puzzle of our journey and our process leading us to our destination will come together. So be encouraged, my friend. More will be revealed. I'll say so long for now. Have a great day, and God bless both you and your family. So long now.